You wake up to your phone buzzing with notifications, the news, emails, social media, constant streams of information. Your brain has been running on overdrive since the moment you opened your eyes. But have you ever wondered why it feels like your mind is always racing? Your brain wasn't built for this. In fact, it wasn't even built for the world you live in today. It was designed for a very different environment, one where survival was your primary concern. Today, we'll explore why your brain struggles to keep up and what this means for your health. The ancient brain, survival mode. Millions of years ago, when our ancestors roamed the savannas, the brain's top priority was simple: survival. Imagine an early human faced with a predator. Their brain would immediately trigger the fight or flight response, pumping adrenaline and cortisol, flooding the body with energy. This was crucial for survival, but it was meant to be short-lived. Once the danger passed, the brain could return to normal. This is how your brain was built, constantly ready to protect you from immediate threats. Fast forward to today, and the same survival mechanisms are still in place. The modern mismatch: evolution versus technology. But here's the catch. Our brains haven't evolved to handle the world we live in now. Instead of fleeing from predators, we're overwhelmed by technology, deadlines, social pressures, and constant information overload. The brain, originally designed to react to physical threats, now faces an onslaught of psychological threats. The constant ping of notifications, the pressure of modern life, these are the modern dangers. The problem is, your brain reacts to them the same way it would react to a lion in the bushes. The stress cycle, chronic activation of the fight or flight response. When your brain perceives a threat, whether it's a late project deadline or an argument with a colleague, it triggers that fight or flight response. The problem? Unlike a short burst of stress caused by a predator, these stressors are continuous. You're in a perpetual state of readiness, but there's no actual danger. The fight or flight response remains activated, and your body can't reset. This is what chronic stress looks like. And it's not just a mental burden. It wears down your body, weakening your immune system and disrupting your sleep. The cost of mismatch: burnout and mental health issues. With stress constantly coursing through your body, it's no surprise that the effects start to take a toll. Anxiety, depression, and burnout are increasingly common, as your brain and body simply can't cope with this ongoing stress. Over time, this mismatch between ancient brain wiring and modern life leads to a vicious cycle, one where the body is overwhelmed, yet can't find the space to heal. Your brain, designed for intermittent stress, is now dealing with a steady, unrelenting storm. Why the brain doesn't adapt? The evolutionary constraints. But why doesn't the brain just adapt? After all, we've adapted to so many other challenges over time. The truth is, evolution doesn't work at the pace of modern life. The stress response system evolved to address immediate threats, not the chronic stress of the digital age. Our brain is incredibly adaptive. But it takes time, thousands, even millions of years. The pressure to adapt to modern challenges simply hasn't been around long enough. So, we're left with a brain that still reacts to the world the way it did, when survival was the primary goal. The path forward: navigating the mismatch. So, what can you do? How can you manage a brain built for survival in a world that never stops demanding? It starts with understanding your brain's limitations. You need strategies to mitigate the constant stress and reclaim your mental well-being. Mindfulness, exercise, time away from screens, these are tools that help you manage the stress your brain was never meant to handle. It's not about fixing your brain. It's about finding ways to work with it in the modern world. Your brain wasn't built for this, but that doesn't mean you can't live a balanced life despite it. Your brain wasn't designed for the modern world, and that mismatch is becoming more apparent every day. The chronic stress, the anxiety, the burnout, these are the consequences of living in a world that your brain can't fully process. But by understanding this, you can start to adapt, to work with the brain you have, not the brain you think you should have. The question remains, how do we evolve our systems to fit the brain, instead of continuing to force the brain into an environment it wasn't built for?